Okay, here's part 5 of our Latin. Hopefully you're watching the other parts so you can get better. We're still talking about the first declension, and we'll also talk about adjectives and the ere verb. So we've been talking about are verbs like amare, for example. Amare, meaning to love. And you know it's an are verb because there it is, are. But today we're going to be talking about the ere verbs, right? Like habere. Habere. See the ERE? Habere. And verbs have to be conjugated, and they're conjugated a little differently, and we'll talk about that in the video. Let's first start with the first declension again. Let's get a brief review. So as we can see here, we have the nominative case, right? That's, in English, would be the subjective case. It's the subject of the verb. So let's write that over there. The subject of the verb, that is, the subject, right? In the nominative case, and you see it has the ah. So if you just, when you're practicing this, you go ah, I, ah, in the singular and in the plural, I, Adam, cool, something in my throat. I, Adam, is, us, is. So again, you would go in the singular, I, ah, I, ah. Then go in the plural, I, Adam, is, us, is. So the nominative case is the subject of the verb, which we went over before. The accusative case, you'll see these two connected a lot. This is the direct object. This is the object of the verb. Like I ate an apple. So I ate, that's the subject, I ate, and the apple will be the object. And then we'll talk about the other cases. The genitive is the possessive case, G-E-N there, genitive. The dative case is the indirect object. So if you gave the girl an apple, the apple's the object, but the girl will be in the indirect object. And the to, from, with case is the ablative case. Is actually a votive case, which we'll talk about in other videos. All right, let's clear this out. Clear it all out. Let's get a better color here. So here's a few words we're going to see today. I already told you about habere, meaning, you know what it means, right? To have, right? To have. And we'll conjugate that. I'm going to talk about a house. A house in Latin is casa. Casa means house. Of course, it has different endings depending on where it fits in the sentence, and we'll go over that. So let's look at a word here. Let's say we have this. So I'm going to write this first. We'll have Magnus Agricola. So Agricola, it sounds almost something that you would hear, and here it is over here, in English. Agriculture, right? So Agricola means farmer. And Magnus is the adjective, right? So we know that adjectives modify the noun. So Magnus means great or big. So this just means a big farmer. And in the subjective case, or the nominative case in Latin, the adjective is going to follow whether the noun is male, whether it's male or feminine, or neutral, right? So us is a masculine noun, masculine. So it's assuming that all farmers are male, right? That's going back to in Latin 2,000 years ago. That was the case, right? So if the noun is whatever gender the noun is in, the pronoun will follow in the nominative case, and we'll go over that more too. So Magnus, meaning big or huge or great. All right, here's our sentence. What do you think it says? 3 of the words up there you should know. We went over these before in other videos. So we already know that Magnus is big or great. So we have here the... Oh, that's not a good color, right? There we go. The big farmer. And in Latin, remember that the verb following the subject is at the end. So the farmer loves what? And puellum is girl, so loves the girl, or the woman. The farmer loves the girl. Notice that the farmer in the first declension, remember we went so we have, it's the subject of the verb, the farmer loves, and farmer loves what? Loves the girl, keep that in mind. Remember, when we decline, we said I, ah. So this is the nominative case right there, and the is the accusative case. That's the object of the verb, whereas the farmer is the subject of the verb. You see how the endings are different? Now look at the second sentence. Now the girl is the subject of the verb, so you see how the ending changed for the girl and for the farmer now. So Latin's, it's great when you're reading. If you understand these declensions, you can follow where they fit in the verb, in the sentence, that is. So here we had meaning it was the object, right? It was in the objective case, which we call the accusative case in Latin, but now it's in the nominative case. See how it changed? And same with the farmer. So the first sentence again was the big farmer loves the girl, and the second sentence is the big girl loves the farmer. Keep in mind how those endings work. Okay, we'll do more sentences. First, let's make sure we get to the are and the ere verbs. So in are, to love, right? This is in the present infinitive. To conjugate amare, we'll come back to that sentence. So the conjugate amare, we'll write it again over here. Keeps wanting to go to that sentence today. All right, let's see if it takes this time. So again, amare, we go o, that means amo. We're conjugating it, right? Amo, that means I love. So o, as, at, right? Amo, amas, amat. So I love amo, you love amas, he, she, or it loves amat in the singular, and the plural, amamus. Mamus, get that in there. Amatis and amant. So again, it will be amas, will be amamus is we love, amatis you all love, pointing to all those people, and amant is they love. So ere verbs, they're conjugated a little differently. We'll use red for that. So habere means to have, and so it has an e and then the o. Habeo, I have. And then it's almost the same, but you're using the e instead of the a. Habes, habet. Notice it. So it would be eo, s, et. Instead of an a, you're just using an e for this plural. Habemus. Let's write it out. Habetis. Okay, and habent. It's almost the same in the RA verbs, right? You're just adding an e instead of a. So habeo is I have, and habemus is we have, and habes is you have, and habetis is you all have, and so forth. Keep that in mind. Just look at how the endings are different. Another ere verb that, and you'll notice if you study Latin a lot, you'll notice there's a lot of English words that come out of it. So like video, Vedere means to see, and you probably know if I say I see video, you know, it's actually pronounced with, remember the V is a W in Latin, it'd be video, but that's where we get video from, right? I see, video, we just say video. Notice that. And again, vedere is an ere verb. So filium, that means daughter. So see if you can read the third sentence. What does it say? The farmer has habet, right? It's an habere means to have, so the farmer has a daughter. And you notice the endings. The farmer is in the nominative case, the subject of the verb. The farmer, so that's why it's a a. And the daughter filiam, the is in the accusative case. All right, we have another word we can use here, another adjective. So pulchra means pretty. So, and canum means dog. So what do you think the first sentence says? Get my pen working. So the pretty girl, pretty daughter, right, has what? She has a dog. And remember, this is habere, et. She has, remember? So the pretty daughter, and you see now the adjective is following the noun since it's in the feminine case. The adjective will be in the feminine case. She has what? She has a dog, so the dog's the direct object. M. You should remember this word maybe. So the daughter, est. These are the to be irregular verbs we talked about. And we said sum, I am, es, you are, est, he, she is. So the daughter is small, parva. So you should be able to read the second sentence. What does the second sentence say? Pause if you need to. So we said parva is small, so this is the small daughter. She loves the farmer. Notice the farmer is the now. But notice it changes over here. Because the farmer over here was in the accusative case, or the object of the verb, not the subject of the verb, right? Now the farmer is the subject of the verb. The farmer, go find the verb, there it is. The farmer has a pretty something, kasam, that's house. We talked about that in the beginning. The farmer has a pretty house. But, is a word you should know, but, what about the house? You know what magna means. Magna means big. Est is to be. The house known is not big. So let's read it. The farmer, the farmer has a beautiful house or a pretty house, but the house is not big. So again, to study, just remember to study the declensions and where the adjectives fit. Remember, the adjectives should follow the noun's gender. And remember the ere verbs and the are verbs, how they're conjugated.